Look like anyone in here quite yet, but anyone watching it in replay? Good morning. I'm Matt, Grafted Branch Homestead. This is some of my Sunday morning chores, which are not a lot, but you're gonna follow me around the urban homestead today. Welcome. We'll get just a minute here, and then I'm gonna start my chores. Sunday morning chores are just really opening things up and getting them going. But we'll start that in just a moment here. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is I start opening things up, and this morning I'm going to start over here, this side of the yard, and so in the desert here it gets cold, it can get cold at night, very hot in the day, and so I keep things closed up at night and all. So we'll go open everything up. I can get this to set. Hey, we got two people in here. Morning, y'all. I don't know how interesting today's live stream is going to be. You got to follow me around the yard while I fight with the camera all morning to not have it sitting at an angle. Alright. Use lots of milk cartons. Alright. So, hey, good morning, Nikki. Here's my little greenhouse, and it's a mess over here, so you have to excuse that, but I'm working on expanding it out. So I'll be working on that more a little bit today before work. Surprised the chickens aren't going nuts. Like Solo's found a mouse or a lizard in our corn / snake gourd patch. So this snake gourd plant is a great source of biomass because it goes everywhere and I hardly have to water it. But I have everything on drip system, which is turned off right now. That's because the seasons are changing here, and so I need to readjust all my timers and stuff. Got lemongrass over there, and a loofah in the corner, 2 avocados, a couple other things. Not a whole lot in here right now. Some mealworms on the bottom. So my chores here on the urban homestead aren't a lot. I don't have a ton of chores here, but we do have some. Sunday mornings are not quite a bit less. usually spend Sunday mornings cleaning up. Get a lot of wind here and trash blows around from the urban areas. So do a lot of that. There we go. So everything in here gets a little bit of hand water. My shade's torn, but that's okay. It's not getting quite as much light, so it's alright in here. I like mornings. But I gotta come in here, we gotta get these peach pits going and do some other stuff. Alright, I'm gonna move on with chores so chickens go crazy. We got that opened up. I got it watered. I will give it a little more water before I go to work. This mess here all gets ripped out next week, and that's where garlic's gonna go. Let's go get some of the chickens. So, before they go crazy. Eggs I forgot to bring in last night. Good thing it's not freezing or anything yet. I like to give our scraps and leftovers in the fridge that aren't going anywhere go to the ladies in the And I think today we're gonna let the my main flock out early. Usually I let the silkies out right away. Hey, green screen kid, what's up? Welcome to my channel. You're watching me walk around with chickens and things. It says, bro. You're up. We're gonna fight for that now. And I'll probably come clean out their coop a little later here. Check their water. This is almost empty and is gross. So we'll wash that out today. I'll do that a little bit later here. At 9 o'clock their pump kicks on and gives them water. So today's a good day to wash out all the watering systems and bowls. We'll do all that later. Add a little bit of apple cider vinegar just to keep everything good. Check their feed. Cool. Plenty of feed. Chickens are easy. They're a lot like cats. They kind of take care of themselves. Just take a peek in here. Now this does need to be cleaned, I know. It's not as bad as I thought. I'm just looking for eggs laying where they're not supposed to be. All that. I'll come look again here in a bit. So this one I have, well, I think 11 chickens. Solo's doing a good job trying to keep them in their coop. Alright, today we'll give them a little bit more leg room. As fall rolls on, they get to go through the gardens and things as harvest stops, but not today. Come on, Solo. I'll let you guys out in just a minute. I gotta shut all my gates. Compartmentalizing. First, while we're over here, we'll go ahead and open up some of this. The camera's just going to sit at an angle, I think, the whole time. Oh well. Quail shack. And the fans and all, they come on timer. These guys I'm going to let out because they're noisy. I'll shut this little gate here. That one piece of the bread. So right now my silkies are back here. They will be moving for winter, but no. Hey, go on. And so there's the little silkies. Right now they're living back in there. So we'll be changing that around. And I'm just gonna leave them in this back area. Let's let these other chickens out, and then we'll come back for the quail. These are my compost piles, work out great right over here by the quail shack. And again, you're gonna see trash and stuff. It blows around everywhere. It's a constant battle. A couple people in here. Hey, welcome everyone. I don't know how interesting today's stream is gonna be, but I enjoy. Alright, let's let these chickens out. Hey, that's alright. Thanks for showing up. Appreciate that, Nikki. Well, I'll throw some seed out here for them. they'll end up roaming the whole yard. I'm just trying to keep them in here for right now. This I'll put in their pen, but I'll put a little bit out here too. It's just crushed oyster shell. If you have chickens, it's a good thing to give them. I'm trying to build up all the soil in here too, so I don't mind mixing some calcium and things in here. Moving around the yard, still getting things up and going. Come over here to my mess. So all of our watering system's off right now, and this looks like a mess, but it works pretty good for me. And so I'm just going to turn some of them on. This is for my sprinklers, so that's for the lawn. We'll turn that on real quick. So what are you doing, buddy? He's out here helping. So we'll turn the sprinklers on. Part of the lawn's dying. I didn't have very much focus on the lawn this year. Mostly the vegetables, but we do like the lawn for some stuff. So we'll let the sprinklers come on while we're doing things over here. And I'm actually going to turn that pressure down a little bit. We built the solar dehydrator here, but I don't want water spraying in it. So I'm going to turn that down. I like how this leans. Okay, so these ladies, will keep them behind the fence for a few. Hey, Cookie, Frosty, Collins. That's good to see you. Welcome to my urban homestead. This is some Sunday morning chores, which are pretty easy. Feeding chickens and watering plants and things. So far, we're just letting the animals out, for the most part. I gotta go check on the quail now. So, I know the quail watering system needs stuff done to it. And then we'll come out in a bit later and we'll start with the chicken watering system, and we'll just work our way around. So back here's kind of a junk pile. It's becoming something new. This is going to be the silky area. And I envision it with a little goat pen back here, but I don't think that's going to happen. Trash I need to clean up, so sorry. But the compost piles work out good here. The chickens have pulled them all over the place and out, but I'm switching them over. That's all. Here's, we've been battling a little mouse problem here in the homestead. I think I've gotten them. This is my quail shack, and it looks a mess because I'm filling in all the cracks. Sorry, I'll stop pointing. I'm filling in all the cracks with foam, and then I'm gonna cut it and cover it so it just looks like a mess right now. But that'll be cleaned up. There's the grow out hutch. We're gonna be redoing all of our quail here soon. I have finished the floor, added concrete where things don't fit, but it works. So I'm gonna go ahead and give them food, and then we'll take a look at their watering system. I know it needs to be cleaned and filled. And I just give them a mix of wild game bird starter and layer feed right now. I want to switch them to a natural diet, but that's a lot of work and a process, so they do primarily eat this right now. I keep them on a little bit higher of a protein right now because we're going into fall, the end of the year. So we'll do that. I think we'll clean these trays. So their watering system here is gravity fed from this bucket, and that goes down into these trays. You can see they have water right now, but about once a week, every other week, I'll pull these and clean them. So today we'll do that. We'll spray them all off, and their trays. The pipe or the tube that runs down here, this is so I can easily fill the water, because I don't like to get up there and fill that up, and it's not on the irrigation yet. So I put water down in here, and it has a little pump that can be turned on with the solar system here, and I'll fill that up. So we'll get that done in a few. My quail are very thin right now. I don't have a whole lot. I'm going to be redoing all of our flocks, besides our coat cubbies, besides the blue celadon down here. So this cage will be redone. The bottom ones will stay the same. We'll have our grow out going in here. Should get those eggs ordered possibly today. Oh, look, everyone's mixing. Usually the silkies aren't out with the other chickens, but we'll see how that goes. That might go well. And then the other quail cage will be in part of the greenhouse, along with some rabbits for the winter to create warmth. Alright, so we got all that needs to get done. And watering needs to get done. So, come up with my little plan of attack today. I think I'm going to go ahead and head into the garden, and I'll get some watering done first, and then we'll head into the quail shack and we'll clean quail poop trays, and we'll begin watering system there, and we'll move around. So I don't know how interesting it's going to be, but I'm going to be watering back here to start. So I'm going to set this up, and how I do this actually is I have to go over to my water system, since I have them off right now, and I'll go click on water that will run from an underground line. I've pulled a PVC, and let's see. I did run PVC all through the yard when we first moved here, and back here it pops up back there, and so it goes into a drip system, but I do like to hand water, so I'm going to turn that on. And it also it gives the chickens water too, so it'll fill up that dish back there. Let's go get that going. I do want to move on chores. New Mexico sun here can be absolutely brutal. It will definitely work on my solar dehydrator there, but it gets hot very quick. I set it to give me 10 minutes there. We'll water up here. And I'll point out some of these plants real quick, and then I'll water them. So over here is Concord grapes that runs along this wall. So we got Concord grapes going. You can see some of them still need to be picked there. This side is cucumbers, snake gourd, I don't know, some other things, gourds. They go all up this. So I like to hand water. Gives me a good chance to look at everything. We harvested most of these grapes. We got a few left on there. Back here is our chaos garden. If you follow us on TikTok, you'll see my wife show that. Look at these little gourds. If you've been following me for some time, you may know I've been complaining about how the city handles the homeless here in Albuquerque by blasting music. So while we're still in an urban area, you don't hear that opera music anymore, do you? We won our battle with that. Look, there's another little gourd. So back here, there's a lot of winter gourds. I think we have 3 different kinds of winter gourds back here. There's some eggplant you'll spot over there. Most of the sunflowers are dying off, but we also had cantaloupe back here, cucumber, snake gourd. Over here is cherry tomatoes on this side. And then at the back there is sunchokes. And so they get huge. But we got gourds growing up top. It's kind of hard to show. We need like a wide angle lens. So this water is on a timer. So I'm going to do it for a few more minutes here. And then the timer will go off and we'll move on. So we don't have a ton of bug problems this year. I've stayed pretty good on top of it. One of the ones we do have, and you can probably see here, is this little black spot. So it's this cucumber plant and a few other plants have an aphid problem. I can get them pretty quick. I don't want to kill them off all the way because the ladybugs eat them, but they will destroy stuff. So I do sometimes, one of the few things I spray with is I will use a all-natural cold compress neem oil. And so I do spray some of that from time to time. You want to be careful because it's not good for the bees and ladybugs and all. But I'll do it to kill the infestation off and then let it be. Start coming around here. And here is probably the chicken area. They're all out and about. Oh, squeeze past all these tomatoes and things in here. Pull the camera along. Look, there's a bee. I was talking about these bumblebees last night on the live stream. Hey Bob, good to see you. Today I'm just doing some chores, so welcome to my chores. So let me finish up here. I got, I think, 2 minutes or so on this water. Try not to kill everything with the rope. I'll let y'all check out solo for a minute. These 2 plants up here are 2 planters. Oops. They don't get water on the drip. So I'll water them too. This one. I still have a minute in it. Oh, drag the hose across everything. That's not good. I hate hoses. One of these days. my timer turned off, so I'll have to come get that some hand water. A little bit too late. Switched my thing here. Over this gate again. So I switched my thing here. Tripping too. Back from the hose to the drip system. And that's off if you're wondering, because I'm readjusting it for season and all. But when it's on, it actually fills up this water dish just to make sure they get extra water. But after I water the main garden there, I'm going to come and collect all these dishes and their main watering container and their other dish back there. We'll go collect all these up, and the quail ones and the silky ones. And we'll start cleaning those out. Okay. Then I only have one spray head that works well, so I'll be moving that around. So I'm going to water this garden now. While I get ready to do that. Oh, let's see, the chickens have gotten out anyways. I might as well just let them out. Just a sec, ladies. Thank you. So hey, Soul Sun, good to see you. So I don't use a lot on the garden, but I do use a couple things I just want to show. So one of the things I use from time to time is this cold compressed neem oil, and that's all organic. And I don't like using it a lot, but I'll use it when I have to. It's almost time for me to get my solar dryer going. We got that to do today too. So I'm going to put this here right now. And I'm going to put that neem oil away. And I'm going to answer nature's call real quick. Sorry. I wanted to know that. blocked off the greenhouse. I don't really want the chickens in there, but if they decide to go through that Kakuzi corn patch right now, that's fine. They get some little bugs for me. It'll be great. Okay, so now we gotta come around here, and we're gonna start watering this garden, and then we'll move on to other projects. So same thing, I gotta go over there and turn this hose on. Fight the hose. Here we have my buzz buttons. And so I actually started some experiments with some tinctures with that last night. There's thyme, sage, and sweet mint down here too. And then the chickens are out running around. So I don't want to leave my gate open, but I wish I could make this wide angle. One thing I've done that's been semi-successful, I think it's helped, is I put up the bird net, so you'll see bird net. I don't know how well you can see it, you might see the structure, but this whole garden area here is netted in. To keep the birds out. So over here to the left, over here, some cucumber, tomatillos, other things. I'll point a few things out and then I'll get to my chores. So this is lemongrass. This is not one that is used for the teas. And that's because, first of all, look at these pumpkins. So we're growing the pumpkins hanging here. The squash bugs, besides the zucchini, love this pumpkin plant. And the way it's growing makes it nice because it's really easy to come out in the mornings and the afternoons after I water usually and look for them. They'll be sunning on the post and stuff, and then I can squish them that way. They also like to hang out in this lemongrass down here, which is fine because they crawl up onto it and I can see them really well. Cut them in half and get rid of them, which is what I want to do. So this grass isn't used in the teas that we sell. It's the other one in the greenhouse there. So there's muscadine grapes. I won't point everything out. I'm just going to show real quick. Hot peppers and tomatoes, different kinds, and beans and other things. But let me get to doing chore before that sun comes up too much. I'm talking away. So we'll just move this around several times as I go through. Now I can look at plants. Yay. I see some dead squash bugs. I think it might be getting cool enough at night now. It's been getting to the low 60s. I don't know if it's gotten to high 50s yet, maybe. But I think maybe it's getting cold enough at night. Some of the squash bugs don't look so good, which is good. tomatoes. Okay, so we got sage. I got tomatillos, you'll see. Okra. Chard and other lettuces up front. All of the zucchini here died. So we're prepping this bed. We're going to do a lot of garlic here this year. So that's what will be in there. And tight space here, but a lot of tomatoes. Those are our chocolate pear tomatoes, which are really good. We also have Ozark pinks in here and cucumbers. There's one of the lavender plants. Some strawberries. Here's our bean post. And asparagus around here. Lots of other things. Focus tight. About ADD and just want to show around. I get chores done. Cheers. Hey there, Willie. You're just watching me do chores and talk and get ADD this morning. One thing about chickens, if you let them out, they can have the entire yard and they will go exactly where you do not want them. So I'm pretty sure the only space in the yard here that's not blocked off where I don't want them is in the planter. Get out of there. And behind the shed. But if you have chickens, and it's a mess back here, sorry, but if you have chickens, you will know. And that I only use up front. I do want to point that out because that's important to me. They're probably going to get in here anyways. Now that they've seen it and they know that I don't want them in there, that's right where they'll be. So, Lo, did you get yourself trapped back there? You're going to have to stay back there, buddy. Until I'm done. Let me finish up. And I'm going to give it not quite as good of a water as I probably need to. I'll come back before I go to work in the heat of the day and give it another spray. So I'll finish this up kind of quick so I can move on here. Don't fall over. come back and water a little bit better a little bit later. Today I'm going to be messing with water a lot anyways with the animal things, but I do want to show just a couple things real quick here before I stop this task. Ow, catching my head on this stupid net. Alright, I'm going to have to take the phone off for this part. There we go. So here's our hot peppers. These plants have grown crazy. So here, this one, they're not, we pulled all the ones that are ready, but these are the Scorpion Apocalypse peppers. Thanks there, Willie. And then ghost peppers, and then habanero. Some more of these habaneros look ready. And there's serranos over there along with that mint. There's a lot of bell peppers and daddles and jalapenos in here. Okay. I gotta make sure my chickens aren't in that bed again. And I'll turn off this hose. Oops. And I'll come back and water a little bit more later. I want to make sure I shut all my little gates so the chickens don't get in. There we go. And the solo can come out now. Okay. So the sun is coming up quick here. I got watering done enough. Chickens are out somewhere. But I think the first thing I need to do is get this solar box going. So I need to switch its angle for this morning. So it needs to be angled the other way. And I need to get my fan back out here on it. Sometimes it's concerning when all the chickens disappear. Yes, I know there's a better way to do this. I'm just reusing this box, so I'll build it better later. Too much of an angle. Oh, there go my sprinklers again. Turn those off. Alright, so now I gotta fix it. I got it re-angled here. That didn't go so well, but let me fix it now. So I gotta the little glass doors fell down. And then I'm gonna get this going, get the fan on it, and then in a few here I'll go inside and I'm gonna get the chipotle peppers out of the smoker, and they'll go out. get my fan out. I brought it inside, so let's go get that out. Be right back. Inside for the live stream. You guys watch the chickens. I'm sure they don't fly off or something. So I want to put little solar fans on here, little heater fans. For now I'm using this one. I did realize the electrical cord for it though is what I use to plug the smoker into. So I'm going to give those chipotle peppers 2 more hours to finish up on the smoker, and then I'll come put them out here and we'll plug the fan in too. Right now the sun's hitting these eggs, so I'm going to bring these eggs inside real quick. Alright, well, they will dry without the fan for a few. They'll be alright. The sun is coming up. Okay. So, we got that started. At least I got it re-angled. We'll give that a little bit more time. And there's the chickens. Okay. So we're going to start on water clean out projects here first. I do work today, so Sundays, the way I do my Sunday chores is Sunday I like to go around. Usually I pick up trash, but that's blown over the wall and stuff. I didn't do that today. I go around, clean up, everything kind of gets a little water, and I give everything a look. Chickens get a little free time out here while I'm out here this morning, and everyone's sleeping in. And then Sundays I like to, as I'm looking at things, kind of start developing my list for the week of what I'm going to do today and this week. And so today I noticed right away the watering systems need to be cleaned and filled. Something easy I can do today. A couple things I do know for the week that I've noticed is I need to finish moving the compost pile over. I got to work on the greenhouse expansion and then the silky coop build. So those are some bigger projects I have to do out here. For now I'm going to set this over here for a sec. Y'all can watch the chickens for a moment. And I'm going to get ready to start doing watering stuff, so I'll be pulling trays out. So I had poop day the other day. Poop day is cleaning out the coops and the poop, pretty much. Simple. Today is water day. And today we're cleaning out all the water things. So when I do this, the first thing I do is I grab all the components and I pull them out here to the lawn. And I like to use the lawn to spray everything off. And then I'll let it sit in the sun to kill algae. So I'll need to pull all those out first, but the birds are going to be without water in the meantime, so I'm going to put a little dish out here. one thing I've found about having an urban homestead and a full-time plus job outside of the homestead is staying ahead of things is definitely a must for not getting overwhelmed and out of track. Organization, routine, there are things I don't like a lot, and it's kind of hard for me to do because I'm so ADD, but those are definitely things that help. So I've incorporated a little bit of both to allow for my ADD, I guess, in my routines. I do have routines, but they're more so like I explained. My routine for Sunday is to get up, go around and see what needs to be done for the week, develop my day and week somewhat then. So it's a routine, I'm looking, but it changes every week. I use a lot of these, they're plastic bowls. This one I think is actually for oil or something. This is our planter thing. So I use these a lot for water, for throwing scraps feed and human scraps that they eat. We'll wash these out. They're not the best for water. Here in the winter things can freeze. I also don't know about the materials. So I do buy these rubber ones I like, and I'll show that. These really large ones, I want to point out too, at least here in New Mexico, they're great to put some water in the summer, and the chickens like to stand in there and it cools their feet, and they enjoy that. This is these rubber ones. These are great in the winter because when they get iced over, you can kick them and throw them. They won't break, but it'll break the ice up. So we got, those are the dishes for the main chicken coop, the main flock, and now I'm going to pull out the rainwater catchment system that feeds them. I'll take y'all with me. In here, there's the rainwater system that I'm going to clean out. I'm not chasing you chickens, I promise. Turn this off. This goes to the solenoid here. The solenoid keeps it from leaking, otherwise gravity will just keep pulling the water through. stuck on there. I'm going to loosen that up, grab something real quick. Then I just kind of check the pump. It looks fine. So let me show something here. This is how I check. This is what I look for. So, alright, let's talk about this real quick, I guess. This is the rain catchment system for the chickens. This provides daily water. Now I do check their water every day. They also get water from the drip system and other means. There's redundancies, but this is one of them. And so the water will run through here. It goes into the solenoid that keeps it from leaking, and then into here. This is just a 12-volt fuel pump for like cars. Now I do have it wrapped in black tape everywhere where the sun is. I did not do it inside the box. The sun doesn't show, but that also allows me to open it up. And if there's algae in these lines, I'll see it in here. And so I just checked that real quick. Nope, we're good. Okay, now I'm going to grab something to loosen the hose up there. And take that off so we can get that clean too. I got to go grab something. That's my secret. A lighter. Nice and easy, see? There you go. This is something I'd like to work on this year too. It's just old and it works, but so there's my little catchment screen for debris. I want to put a smaller one on so this doesn't get mosquitoes. It doesn't have a huge problem with that, but it does sometimes. I battle that by putting a little bit of apple cider vinegar, a little bit of apple cider vinegar in the main container once every other month or so. Okay, so we'll move the camera around, but I'm just going to pull this out to wash, and that'll complete what I'm washing for the chicken watering system. They also have some watering nipples inside the coop itself, and then over there they get water. I guess they have three main spots, could be 4. So this tube here is here for in the winter when I don't want to go in the coop in the morning. I put their dish down there, either water or food, and I can just dump water or food in there, and it comes out in the coop. So I can give them warm water and they'll melt their other water, and I don't have to go through everything early in those winter mornings when it's not so nice out. Cool. We're gonna get to washing. If I can put this in the shade so I don't overheat. My plan this morning is just to go for a while on chores till I either get bored with it or my camera overheats. This tends to happen. Let me go get that water container there, and then we'll just spray them out. That chicken's losing its mind. Let's go see. This is not going to stand here. camera stand is a pain in the butt. It does not want to stand. Why? Why do you not want to stand all of a sudden? A couple people in here. I know it's not a super interesting stream this morning, but thank y'all for being here. This thing is not wanting to stand up on its own. See if I can wedge it in here, I guess. There we go. I love silkies, but sometimes they can be annoying. So it is the beginning of September here in New Mexico. I'm cleaning all the things, so I'll go ahead and I'll check gaskets and seals. It's not going to be getting cold enough in New Mexico where it's freezing at night and the big containers freeze and lines and things that I need to take everything apart and put it away, winterize it. Until in November. Usually I do that about the end of November. So I still got a couple months here of being able to utilize their watering systems, which is awesome. Crazy balance. If you've never been to New Mexico, you're visiting or you plan to or something, maybe one thing I do have to say is wardrobe change. So in New Mexico, it does get really cold at night, it can, and really, really hot in the day. And usually throughout the day, I change my shirt 2-3 times maybe, depending on weather. So early mornings and evenings is the long sleeves because of the mosquitoes and bugs. As soon as the sun comes out and starts heating things up, it gets hot quickly. Hey there, Mr. B. And I'll switch shirts in a minute. And actually, with inspecting this, now this is 3 years old maybe? I think 3 years old. Part of doing routine maintenance and inspecting it. Where did I see? It was cracked. Let's see it. Oh, over there. I don't know how well you can see that. But anyways, there's a crack here. It's starting to form. And so this is the last year for this container. It's time to upgrade. It's just a cheap trash can that is, the plastics are okay to use for the water. But I think I'll upgrade it this year, so I'll just take my metal fittings and all the end of November instead of storing it for next year. I'll get rid of it, and then we'll head to the workshop to make another one. I think about 3 years though. When I bought it, it was $15. Now they're 20 something, but container's a good deal. Alright, so there is the main chicken coop bowls, watering things. They're going to sit out here and dry, and the sun will be upon them in a few moments, and then we'll put all that back together. I won't worry about upgrading this parts on the watering system this year since I'll be redoing it. So that's kind of nice, I guess, in a way. It's getting hot. I need some water. So we're going to let that dry and sun to hit it for a few to get rid of any algae, and then everything will get the apple cider vinegar treatment. So I'm going to finish that up, and then we're going to start pulling all the quail parts out and then the silky watering parts too. We'll get all those cleaned off. I'll come put the fan and chipotle peppers in the sun dryer, and then by that time it's pretty hot, and I would have been on for about 2 hours probably, and so we'll probably cut feed. Let me put you over here. You can look at the birds for a minute while I go grab some water. I had like 2-3 cups of coffee already and no water, so This camera stand is being funky. I don't know what's going on with it. So the sun is coming up here. It is starting to get very warm. I did a wardrobe change. That is something you do out here. What do you think? A new hat? Okay. So the next watering components we're going to do is the quail shack. We're just going to pull everything out and clean it off that way. I don't want to keep this door open. You can see the flies like to sit on this wall. So the sun's coming up, so we'll keep that shut as much as possible. Welcome to the quail shack. Quail shack. Alright. Welcome to my quail shack. Still got 2 people in here. Look at that. You guys are all troopers. Couple thumbs up. I don't know if I'll do these early morning chore live streams often. I was curious to see how they would do. I don't know. If you're watching in replay or something, leave a comment if you like to see this stuff. If not, don't. My plan, I wanted to kind of start stuff. YouTube seems to be wanting live streams and going that way. So if you're watching this in replay, maybe drop me a comment, or if you're watching in here, what you guys like. Do you like the IRL and real life live stream thing, or do you like the DIY videos? I know creators are always asking what people want. I'll ask and then I'll do what I'm going to do anyways. So I think today, if I have time before work, I might come in and cut some of this foam, make it look better. Alright, so I'm going to start taking these pieces apart. So the first thing I'm going to need to do is get a yucco bucket for the ground to dump the trays and all in, and I'm going to turn it off. So I just turn it off here and feel this bucket's empty. So that's time to change. And then I do all this automation stuff. It really helps out, but especially, working a full-time plus job and having two very active kids and all, trying to automate as much as possible. And that really helps out to be able to get things done without stress. And so with having this bucket and the chicken watering system, actually 2 buckets and all, it allows me to go throughout the work week without really having to worry. Trying to show. Oh, you're not going to be able to see a lot. I'm going to pull those troughs and dump them in that bucket. And before I do this top one, I'm going to disconnect it. And I should have all the tools I need in here. I'm missing a screwdriver. Let me go get the one from the chicken area. I'm not sure where the screwdriver for in here is. So I try and keep all the tools I need for a different area here. Too big of a mess. Got the Yucco bucket and all the things. We'll take those out. We're also going to take the main gravity fed bucket. Gotta open both doors with this cowboy hat on. I just have my ball cap, but I thought I'd put this on. Then one. I'm gonna take this down. And that just has a hole in it here for that tube to feed it. And it also has a little hole so then it can vacuum seal. And I can see, I'm not going to do this morning, I'll do it after the live stream. There's a little mouse droppings up there, so I'm going to get up there and I'll vacuum all those up again when I clean in here. I'll try and do it later today or tomorrow. And then I'm going to set out all the mouse traps again. It's about that time of year though. So now I'm going to pull the hose from here and the little pump. Let's take that off. There we go. And we'll just set that down there, that's fine. This is full, but I'm going to empty it out and we'll spray it out anyways. And then we'll come rehook everything up. Now the quail, you don't want them without water too long. They'll start drinking each other's liquids, if you will. So we're going to go spray those out. They're all... God, I had turned the timer off on the fan because it was a real cloudy day, so there's just a little fan in here. I need to add another one for better circulation, but up top there, it clicks on. We need to get their watering system done quicker. It's going to start getting noisy out here. We are in Grafted Homestead. There's a lot of commercial property around us. They get a late start Sundays, but probably going to hear a lot of things. This camera stand is being wackola. That's alright. The stream's not going to go on too much longer. I think I'm going to run it. Hey, a couple people in here still. You guys rock. Getting her done. Yep. Hey there, River Boss. Been watching some of your channel there lately. Yeah, just doing morning chores. I figured I'd film it, and then it's kind of going slow. My Sunday morning chores are a little different. I go about and figure out projects. Today I decided it's water day, so I'm taking apart all the watering systems, getting those up and going. We have about 3 months left where I can run them here before it's too cold, and I have to switch to some cold weather stuff. Although the quail barn, that runs year round. So, thanks. Appreciate it. You're still in here. Well, you guys rock. It's kind of boring, but yeah, I think so. My hard work, I feel like, paid off this year. I'm just doing the things with what we got. We are blessed. And so, it's been a crazy year. I know, Willie. 2024 has been ups and downs and good and bad. And look at us. Here we are. The end of it. Doing good? Alright. Let me spray these out. Again, the quail system, that I want to get done quicker. If the quail are without water very long, they'll pop one of the weakest open and he'll become their water. We don't want to do that. Quail tea, anyone? And actually, I'm thinking this would be a great week for me just to make it a water week and actually clean out my main rainwater catchment systems, refill the 55-gallon drums, cycle all that. I think that's a good thing to do. It's National Preparedness Month, by the way, and so that'll lead right into my tip, and that's going to be water. So I think this week that'd be a good one to go about. Maybe you want to think about that too, and go ahead, cycle through water, think about your systems, get them cleaned out, take a look at everything. I want to show this lid real quick just because if you build yourself a watering system like this to get it working really well, I have a big hole here that feeds a tube for water in. Right now that comes from the second bucket. Eventually it will come from the rain catchment. But then I put little holes here, small enough the mosquito won't get through, so real small, but little holes, and several of them help. That's gonna, so you don't create a vacuum in your system. And when I first built this, I did that and it created the vacuum, and none of the coil would get water when I checked and it was full, but okay. So I'm letting things dry and get some sun. The system I don't want. Hey, good morning there, Verna. Good to see you. No, you're good, Verna. It's India. Oh, hey, Fit Health in India. Give water to your head. Put water on my head. Is that what you're saying? No, thank you. It is hot though. That would feel great. Yeah, so just doing chores this morning. Sunday morning, I go around and I make my list of what I'm doing for the week, projects. And so this week I've decided the whole week is going to be water week. So in honor of National Preparedness Month and also traditioning it into fall and all that, we got about 3 months left that my water systems will really run here before they're shut down for the winter. So I'm going to do water week. And so today I'm cleaning out and setting up and checking and everything the watering systems for the chickens and quail and other chickens. And then this week I'm going to do rainwater systems on the house, 55-gallon tanks, rotating all that water. And I think I'm going to do a water week, make sure things are good, ready to go. But for now we're doing the animal watering system. So I'm going to give it just a minute. And actually, they don't need a lot. I had done a vinegar treatment not too long ago, so there's not really a lot of algae. So I'll probably start hooking things back up. Alright, I'm going to run into the quail shack real quick and brush off some little droppings, and then we're going to get putting that up. Alright, so let's go ahead and get the quail system up and going before they decide to start drinking one of their buddies, stealing his life force. Make sure we keep our gates closed on the homestead. Hey, don't freak out, chicken. It's just me. These troughs are great. They just hook up on the back. I did see some cages at QuailCon though that I really want to get, but we'll see. That they have the feeder and then the water on the same side, and that would fit perfectly right up against this wall. And so I noticed that I set my feed trays and water trays up higher than they had at Wainola at QuailCon. So they were setting them so that the tray was down on the bottom here. I found since moving it up one, just I guess a tip I think at least, moving their food trays up a little higher there, they have to reach their neck up more, and that cut down on waste quite a bit. And you can see in the back I did the same thing with water. So they have to get to it by getting their neck up. Now with that I have to make sure things stay full, or you know, they have stuff. I also added these, and I've seen since Wainola added some too that have some neat little ports that help with waste, so I want to get some of those. But this helps. I don't generally fill it unless I think I'm not going to be out here for a day or two. Okay, there's the chickens running around. Verna says, Matt, have you figured out what to do about your gray water? I vaguely remember that conversation. Was that just the wastewater we were talking about here? right now I give it to the plants. I don't remember what that conversation was. I need to build more pens yourself. Last hatch. Yeah. You know what? Anything works. At QuailCon, yeah, you got to get there, Willie. But anyways, at QuailCon, Aaron was talking about how his wife was mad because she would come home and in the barn would be every open fridge was trays of birds, you know, and every container was filled, and you just use what you got. I got enough infrastructure now. I'm pretty happy. So we have this cage. I have another Winola one that will be in the greenhouse out there in the winter for heat, creating heat. And then I have this one I built. I like a lot. It was the Celadon cage, but now it's going to be my grow out pen. You don't fly anymore. Oh, well, no, I know. I understand, Willie. I'm just saying. That was exactly what you wanted, Matt. Gray water is great for gardening. Yeah, that's what I've been using it for. Okay, cool. Let me go grab more components. I gotta get this up and going. To this new hat yet. I'm gonna hopefully not, but destroy the edges on things. Okay. My container, little valve, turn the off and lid. I just want to feed that with this hose here. I need to wrap this hose in tape, but for now it works. Go. All these birds, besides the Celadon, are going to be going. And I want to put this in here, but not too far. There we go. That's probably good. That lid just goes on top. Put down. This one here. My little fitting. Oh, yes. Oh, I wanted to start the fodder today, too, but I don't think I'll be able to do that. Let's do that later this week. Alright, next step is I go get the other 5-gallon bucket to fill from, and I'm going to fill that up and then bring it. So I'll be right back, y'all. Keep an eye on my quail. Oh, Willie, I used to have 2 Winola 3 tiers, 1 single layer breeder in your old apartment. That's a lot, Verna. At one point, I was getting 50 eggs a day. Wow. We sold a house last year, now live in a camper, but you use your shop porch to keep clown. That's awesome. That's cool. Willie, well, I mean, I'm glad you're getting back and going and all, but yeah, you got to do them wherever you have space. I'll be right back. nice being able to fill from this bucket, not the tub. Just saves me. It's really its purpose. This is real quick, and I don't have a lot of birds right now, I know. We're going to be redoing our flocks. So we're on here. And we're going to be redoing these 2 cages here with breeder sets. And then I have the single larger Winola cage that will be in the greenhouse with all hens for lay eggs to sell. And yeah. Alright, cool. I had this disconnected while I was at QuailCon. So I just got to reconnect it. There we go. And I flip the little switch. The light comes on. The pump goes on. I think. Is it going? Yep, it's going. I just can't hear it. Okay. It's going. It's quiet. This pump doesn't work quite as well as the automotive pump, obviously. It takes a lot less power, though. And it does work well. And so that will just pump out all the water from here. And then I'll just refill this bucket from here. And that's going to go in here. So what I want to do is I want to pump this several times. Once I get some water in this bucket. I don't know if there's enough yet. To get it going. And I'll make sure it fills the trays. But while that's doing its thing, I kind of want to keep an eye on this. So I'm going to use this time. Ooh, that's going down quick. Actually, I'm going to keep this refilled. So let me do my thing. You guys can watch. And then we'll move on. Why this camera? There we go. And if you're just joining us this morning, as per what I decided this morning, is that it is water week here on the Urban Homestead, and in honor of National Preparedness Month. And so we are getting watering systems cleaned out, and full, and going, and checking everything, and fill up this reservoir. We got our quail watering system cleaned and being filled. Air out of the line. I'm going to go grab my apple cider vinegar, and we're going to treat their system this week. So they get, I don't clean it out like this every week, but I refill this every week. Alright, so there's lots of other chores I gotta do before I go to work this morning. We gotta clean out these trays. I gotta get the chicken watering system put back together, and I was gonna do all that. The wife is awake right now and not too happy. I need to go inside and do some things. So I'm gonna finish this up real quick, and then we will cut today's live stream. And I'll do the other things. What I'm gonna do is add a little bit of this apple cider vinegar into the compartment, the reservoir, just a couple tablespoons. And that'll keep mosquitoes out of there. It will go through the whole system. It's good for the birds as well. And so I do that every now and then. They'll get a little bit of that in there. So let me check here how full. We should be filling up in the trays. Yeah, they're filling up. I don't know what that is. Okay, so this is almost full. It's about going. Oh, well, not really. I gotta let it finish filling. And so we can do that. Let me see. Got a couple people in here now. Yeah. But I am gonna have to hop off live stream. So I have other chores I gotta do. But the missus isn't too happy with things indoors. So I need to get in there and do some cleaning up here before I come back out. So you guys have a good one. Go out this week with purpose. Maybe think about water. That's what I'm doing, cleaning stuff out. Hope you guys all have a good one. Good to see you, Willie, and everyone that stopped in. Andy, you are late. Watch and replay if you want. There's a little over 2 hours of it this morning. You guys have a good one. We'll see you later.